All right, guys, today we are going to give a definitive answer to the question, am I too old to get in shape? And who is better to answer this question than the ultimate badass old fucker, Sylvester Stallone? So let's start at the beginning. First of all, Stallone was born in 1946. So he was 24 years old in one of his first movies called The Party at Kitty and Studs. Don't judge him. A lot of people did softcore porn. As a matter of fact, Jean-Claude Van Damme said that his first movie was a French movie about, quote, a gay karate guy. So, like I said, don't judge him. At least he was not doing gay for pay in Kitty and Studs. But anyway, you can see him. He's 24 years old, and he doesn't have a lot of muscle. He doesn't have a lot of muscle tone. You know, he's not particularly fat, but I mean, you know, he has like no muscle definition whatsoever. 24 years old. A lot of people would say that he should be at the prime of his life in his early 20s, his mid 20s. But the fact of the matter is, a lot of people, they peak in high school. So he's kind of like over the hill. Okay, this is the best he's ever going to get, at least the best we're going to see in movies at 24 years old, according to society. But let's see how how his life and this little story unfolds. Okay, fast forward 6 years to 1976. Rocky number 1, 1979, Rocky number 2. Okay, I keep saying that he was not really in shape until he was in Rocky 3. Okay, and a lot of people are like, oh, he was in shape in Rocky 1 and Rocky 2. The point I'm trying to make is, yes, he did have muscle. Okay, yes, he did look athletic, but he wasn't nearly in the shape that he was when he was in Rocky 3 onwards. Okay, that's when he really took his training and took his dieting seriously. And let me go ahead and just make a point here, like a very important side note. Most people think you're over the hill when you're 30, okay? Like I said, he made Rocky 1 at 30 years old, Rocky 2 at 33 years old. Most people think you're really getting over the hill at 30. By 33, you're way on the downslope, okay, in terms of your physical appearance. So he's at an age when most people think he's already over the hill. He's beyond improvement. He was still 9 years from being in what I call his best shape, which was Rocky 4, Rambo 2, both were made in 1985, okay? So let's go on to the first movie that I think he was incredibly good shape in. And that was when he was in Rocky 3, 1982, 36 years old. Okay, and this is the first time he got into some incredible shape. According to his book, Sly Moves, he was the leanest ever in terms of low body fat percentage. And according to Sly Moves, he also said that the IFBB, the International Federation of Bodybuilders, that do the Mr. Olympia and everything, named him the body of the 80s because of the form he was in for Rocky 3. 3 years later, he was in Rocky 4, Rambo 2, both in 1985. In my opinion, this was his best form ever. He wasn't as unhealthily lean as he was in Rocky 3, but he had a little bit more muscular size. In my opinion, this is the perfect mix of size and leanness, because I think he's gotten a lot bigger since then. But I think he's less aesthetic. Doesn't have really that V taper. He doesn't have that that kung fu fighter look that he did in Rocky 4 and in Rambo 2. And he's just a little bit more blocky. But, to each his own. I mean, I know a bunch of women that say he looks better now than he did back then. A lot of guys say they'd rather, look the way he looks now. Like I said, this is just my opinion. So 39 years old, in my opinion, in the best shape of his life. Much better shape than he was back when he was 24 and he was in that softcore porn movie. 1988, Rambo 3, 42 years old, and he was probably the biggest and leanest he was to date. A lot of people consider this his absolute best physique at 42 years old. Like I said, in my opinion, he's a little bit too big, but, who am I to judge? Like I said, to each his own. A lot of people say that Rambo 3 was his best physique ever at 42 years old. 1993, cliffhanger, 47 years old. Big, ripped, athletic, I mean, the stunts that he was doing in that movie, jumping around, climbing, doing all kinds of crazy stuff. And according to his book, Sly Moves, his legs were the best developed at the time that he made this movie. 1997, he's 51 years old. And he wanted to do a, quote, real movie. Okay, he wanted to do a real dramatic movie. And part of that movie was playing just a big, fat ass, small town cop who's kind of slow mentally, he's kind of slow physically. And for him to be in this movie, he had to be fat. Now, a lot of people said, okay, great, just go ahead and do a fat suit. We'll use makeup and prosthetics. And he said, no, he wants to become a fat man to be in this movie. Just like he got in shape for Rambo, he wants to get out of shape for Copland. So believe it or not, he gained 40 pounds in 3 months. He went from a 31-inch waist to a 39.5-inch waist. It is incredible. He ended up getting acid reflux, sleep apnea. I mean, he had all kinds of side effects from being in such bad shape. For the first time in his life, he hadn't worked out, hadn't dieted. He said it was fun at first to just eat a lot of food, wake up in the morning and just, instead of working out all day, eating all day. It's fun. But after a while, he just felt like rubbish. Within 60 days, he lost 40 pounds. He went on a diet. He went on his training. Now, yes, he did have a lot of muscle memory. I mean, he was lean. He was in shape. But still, like I said, he's 50 years old. You get people that are like 16, 17, 18 years old saying, oh, well, I'm too old to get in shape, or I can't get in shape. He, at 50 years old, he stopped working out, started eating like a pig, got fat as all hell. And then he started working out again, started dieting again, and got, in better shape than he was before the movie. So, like I said, for all the people out there saying, oh, well, I'm 50 years old, I can't get in shape. It's like, okay, you can certainly do it. You don't have to do it in 3 months like he did. 2000, get Carter. He's 54 years old. He bounced back from that fat body he had in Copland, and he looks insane in a wife beater. And let's just stop it right here. I didn't go into the Expendables, which is his current franchise, but let's just stop it. 2012, 66 years old, made the movie Bullet to the Head. I'm just going to say, 66 years old, he still looks like the kind of guy that would scare the shit out of a 20-year-old football player if you chased him down a dark alley. I mean, this guy just looks scary. 66 years old, and he's still not being like, well, I'm refined and I'm an older man and I get people to do my dirty work. No, you're not scared of him because he's the boss of a mafia family. 66 years old, and you're scared that he himself is going to get up and beat your ass. So, like I said, I don't think we have to go any further from this. We think I've proven the point that unless you're in your late 70s, you certainly aren't, quote, too old to get in shape or too old to stay in shape. And in tomorrow's video, I'm going to tell you how an old fucker like Stallone was able to get fitter and get better with age.